Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, people on YouTube. And welcome back to William in Japan. Today you join me in my garage on my morning commute to work with the Ducati Supersport 950S. And of course, the star of today's show, on the top right corner, is my new helmet. Well, quick overview. That's the Arai RX-7X, the Alvman TT special version of 2020. The year that actually wasn't an Alvman, but anyways, Arai still had their special version. The AGV K5S, my Kabuto Ryuki system helmet, and the new one, our good friend from Winds. For folks outside of Japan, I bet you guys have never heard of this brand over here. This is a new Japanese brand that has been developed in the past 5 to 7 years. So, of course, nobody outside of Japan has heard of it much. This is the A-Force RS Flash typeC. And as you can see with all that beautiful carbon, this is extremely light. And it's not just normal carbon. They say this is actually dry carbon. The same technology with MotoGP. And guess what? It only cost $450 with today's exchange rate. Excited? Hell, I am. See you in a bit. Alright, welcome back guys. First thing first, last video I mentioned one video every 2 weeks, and I've broken that already. It has been a month. This has been the first video in the past, I think, 28 days. Again, my apologies. Life gets in the way. Sometimes it's just hard to keep up to my own schedule. Okay, back to the Winds A-Force RS. First of all, I'll give you guys a quick overview of what kind of a helmet it is. Of course, when you hear carbon buckets, you think it is a racing helmet, a track helmet, but that is not the case. This is actually a touring helmet, and of course, it has been derived from a racing helmet. It gives you the advantage of having an inner visor. Of course, I can't show it to you right now. I'm actually putting it down. It comes with a sliding inner visor. And thanks to it being made from carbon, it's extremely lightweight. Unlike, say, the one I have, the AGV K5S, which is I think around 1.6 kilograms. This is actually under 1.4. So after jacking a GoPro on my Sena's comms unit, it should be still well under 1.7. Oh wait, GoPro is way heavier than that, so it should be around 1.9. But anywho, it is a lightweight helmet and you can't feel it when you put it on. However, since this is a sub $500 helmet, I have to sadly report the interior, the cushioning of this helmet is not as plush as what you have in an Arai or the AGV. This actually feels really similar with my Kabuto, which is another budget brand. And going on a tangent here, but congratulations to them. They finally landed a MotoGP rider this year. Aleix Espargaro is actually wearing their helmet this year on his Aprilia. So, I digress. So the interior isn't as plush. It's a bit scratchy, but it's not irritating. But it's definitely not as comfortable, and it definitely does not smell, you know, those smell you get in a new helmet or a new car. It does not have that smell. It might be a good thing for some, since not everybody likes that, but still, there is a lack of that smell. Other bits and bobs, the quality also obviously isn't there. Yes, you get a full carbon helmet, which is great at this price point. My apologies. But the quality, as I mentioned, the air vents, the plastic around there, the screens lacks a pin lock. It does come with a similar system by the invention of their own, but still it's not a pin lock, so we'll still have to see how well it performs in colder weather. And yes, the vents I mentioned, the plastic, let's say the locking points when you open and close, it's still tactile, but is not on the level with the AGV. And the worst part of it, oh, I must mention this, you can see molding points, I'm not sure if that's called a point, but the point where they cut off the plastic when they're molding it, still left on there. I'm gonna put up a photo around here. So yeah, it is definitely not on the quality of a, let's say, a $700 or $800 helmet. But in the end, this is like $450. You get a carbon bucket. You get what you pay for, right? I still think it's a steal to have a carbon helmet at this price point. And say again, this is a touring helmet, so what you are looking for is high-speed stability, quiet wind noises, inner visor which it has, and visibility all around. Well, first of all, high-speed stability. We still have a chance to check it out yet, but for the wind sound, God, I think this is a common problem with all carbon buckets. It is loud. It is definitely very loud. Insulation is not a top priority when you come to lightweight. Yes, they try to keep the helmet safe, but trying to keep a helmet lightweight, you got to keep it thin. Structural wise, I think carbon buckets is definitely up there with normal composite helmets. There is a reason why all of the racers don't shy away with carbon helmets. It is safe enough. And when you are talking about comfort, lack of wind noise and such, there is definitely a weakness from using carbon. I definitely already can hear it. We're doing what, 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers? It's not a whistling sound, but you can definitely hear wind cutting through. Oh, sorry. When you are cutting through the wind, you can definitely hear it, which isn't something I am looking forward to when I'm on a highway. Field of vision wise, well, definitely no problem at all. I am not turning my head right now. I can almost see right across my elbow. Not quite my elbow, but at least I can see right beside my forearm. So if I tilt my head a little bit, I can do proper checks behind me. When I'm crouching down, yeah, definitely I can see the vertical field of view. Definitely isn't a problem. You can see this is derived from a racing helmet. Oh, by the way, another tangent here. The founder of Winds, this helmet company, is a racer himself. So after he retired, he decided he can make better helmets for all riders alike. So he started with the racing side, of course. Then he started working on off-road helmets, adventure helmets, and for commuters he also has open face helmets and such. So it is almost a full lineup helmet brand, but what got it famous is definitely this A-Force RS. It's called typeC, so I guess the third generation of this helmet, but ever since the original one came out, it has caused quite a lot of fuss, at least in Japan, since you really don't get carbon buckets at this price point. Which I think is a good thing. It gives pressure to Shoei and Rari to bring out better helmets. Kabuto is definitely a bit scared since they are in the same price point, yet Wins is actually providing a way better product. And hopefully in the future I want to see Wins get the ECE marking. Right now it only has the JIS, the Japanese Industrial Standard safety rank, which is frankly speaking almost the same with ECE, but it is according to 22.05, the older standard, which does not consider rotational damage. The 22.06, the new one, definitely does. So hopefully in the future I would like to see this get the ECE 22.06 as well. Snell, I don't think that is such a important category to get, so I'm pretty okay with a helmet without one. But at least, yeah, I would like to see a ECE 22.06 rating in the near future. Okay, that's basically my very first impression of this helmet. Just want to give you guys some little updates with my bike hunting activity lately. So, a quick review. I tried the Z900 RS. I had tried the Monster Monster Plus. I had also tried the CB1000R. And of course, I plan to try the XSR 900. Oh, sorry, I also already tried the Street Triple RS. However, there isn't a perfect bike at the moment, and especially speaking of the XSR 900, in Japan there are no test bikes. Can you believe that? Across the whole country, every single dealer does not have a test bike. And Yamaha Japan, the manufacturer, not the dealers, actually provided like 2 or 3 test bikes for them to be circulated around the distributors across the whole country for a couple of months. That's it, a couple of months. I put my name in for test rides at 2 distributors. All got booked, very luckily. However, both of those days rained. Dude. Oh well. Where was I? Okay, yeah. Both of those days rained. I'm pretty okay with riding in the rain since I really want to test out the bike. I will be commuting on it anyways, so I'm okay with the rain. But the distributors say no, it's cancelled. So, unluckily, I have never tried out the XSR so far. I did try out my friend's MT-09, kind of liked it, but still the ergonomics are so different with the XSR. I'm not sure if that will even be a proper experience. So I'm a bit pondering on if I should consider the XSR or not. The Z900 RS, as I mentioned, I'm not a big fan of that engine. The Street Triple, I loved it, but I hate the looks. Monster is a bit meh. I don't know what's wrong with it. It should have the same engine as the Super Sport. It's so quiet and docile. I don't know what's different. So, oh yeah, sorry, and finally the CB1000R. I actually rented it out today. I'm not a big fan of that chassis and the suspension. It gets my butt hurting around like an hour in the saddle. So not a big fan of that bike, especially at that price point. It does not have an INU. It does not come with advanced electronics. It's not like I need those, but at that price point, come on Honda, you should give us more. It's not like you're providing premium suspension, premium brakes, so at least gives us something proper. But nope, they didn't give us anything. Tokiko brakes, show off suspension. But for credits where credit's due, the CB1000R does come with Showa's one of the best suspension that Showa has to provide. The separate function fork, big piston front forks are really a peach. It's just a shock. I can't take that. I don't like the shock at all. And at that price point, it lacks an IMU. So, meh, I guess. It's definitely not on top of the list. So yeah, I'm pretty lost on which bike to get. Or should I just keep the Super Sport? As you can see, commuting on this bike isn't that fun, since it does have raised separate handlebars, raised clip-ons, but still, when you're doing these kind of stop and go traffic, getting in and out between cars, it isn't the best bike. I really want it naked for this, and I hope can jab a top box on it like my old CB250R, so I can carry a bit more stuff. I don't need to carry my notebook on the back of myself, which suits my commuting and grocery grabbing needs a bit better. Alright guys, that's all for me. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Bye bye.